We are going through our 12 Powers series, and our 12 Powers, they are actually divine qualities. They are divine qualities that connect us at a soul level to the physical level. So that as we're living this physical life, walking around as the hands and the heart and the feet of God in this world, we have access to the divine tools to help us do the best with what we've got right here and now. So it's how we interact with our divine nature. And it's in every one of us. These tools or these powers are available to us. Now, the more that we work with our 12 powers, the more that we call forth our soul into our life so that we are doing greater things. And we're doing these greater things through us, for us, as us, and it radiates out into our little orbit, but then it affects other people too. I mean, you know how we can get affected by somebody's really negative mood? We get affected by others' joy and love and compassion. We get affected by them too. It reaches us, all right? So today, I'm going to be talking about the power of divine wisdom. Now, wisdom is astonishing clarity, and it is a knowing that is beyond reason or words. So it goes beyond reason into the realm of the mystical. Okay, it's a mystical truth. And divine wisdom advises our choices and our actions so that we make choices for the highest good for everyone, right? Divine wisdom guiding our choices and actions always moves us toward the experience of peace. Peace in our hearts, and then peace that radiates out into our little universe. Divine wisdom is the power to discern and see the world rightly. See the world rightly. Not get caught up in appearances, but see God underneath everything. The all that is all that all of this is. Eric Butterworth, he put this in a very simple way, that we are not in the world to set it right. And we know this is true. We're not here to set things straight with people because it is exhausting to do this. And it does not bring us peace when we're trying to set others straight about how our beliefs are right and there's a wrong. There's no peace there. There's no peace there. So that's why we're not here to set it right. We are here to see it rightly. We are here to see it rightly, to see God in all things, and how God is already present in all the appearances that we want to judge. We could also say this as, seek only the wonder that is God, right? That's another way to say that. Seek only the wonder that is God. Don't seek the problems, right? Don't seek out the things that will irritate us or frustrate us. Because, we seek those things out in our remarkable brain and its reticular activating system. It will find all those for us and prove that that's how life is. It's really hard and unfair. So we seek out only the wonder that is God. This means we see God as everywhere present, right? God is the all that is, all that is. And so if God is already everywhere present, if God is all things, and that means each of us, God is all things, and that means me, right? Let's say that together 3 times and do the hand waves. God is all things, that means me. God is all things, that means me. God is all things, and that means me. We are each an emanation of that. So, whatever's going on, how might I see God in this situation? How might I see God in the condition? How might I see God in the way of the world? Or how might I see God in the way my body's acting right now? Like, how might I see God? God is all things. That means I can remember that solutions can come from any source because God is all that is. We could get a solution either from an inspiration of our own. We could receive a solution from something in our environment. Like I've mentioned before, sometimes I just hear a song and I'm like, I know what to do now. Like I hear a song, it's like, okay, I know the next thing I need to do right now, okay? God is all things. So how might that source work through Our healthcare providers. How might source work through my healthcare provider, my doctor, my therapist, my neighbor? How might source work through my waiter, my barista, world leaders? We'll just throw that out there, okay? Right? How might source be working through everything? Because it is everything. Everything is an expression of the divine. Not always the highest expression, right? But we get to choose. We get to choose. We don't always express the highest version of the divine through us. Now, this is where the wisdom is found, because we are seeking out only God. This is how we are able to receive wisdom. Now, Sharon Connor's a unity minister. She says, divine wisdom walks the path of immense compassion in the direction of peace. This is divine wisdom. Sometimes something happens in our life and we feel like maybe we need to instantaneously fix it. It's like, I've got to change this. This isn't right. And until I can change it, I can't be happy. Or this person has to do it my way, or I can't be happy. Right? Or this is my thing I do all the time. This thing should never have happened. So why? That was the way I was going to be happy, as if this thing never happened. Right? So our need to rush in and fix these things does not generally lead us toward peace. It generally leads us toward chaos. Because when we're trying to force something out here to change for us, we may be able to make something change for a little while, but we can't hang on to that. We can't keep it that way, because our thoughts are not in harmony with the divine. And that's where things really change, is when our thoughts are in harmony with the divine. Okay, so when we keep asking something else to change so we can be happy, this leads to conflict within us. Might lead to conflict out there too. Usually if there's conflict in here, we can radiate that out, right? Not peace. So divine wisdom takes us in the direction of peace. We receive divine wisdom, we feel peace within us, and then we take action. And that attracts peace in our lives. And all of that starts within us. That all starts within us. The disciple out of the 12 disciples that represents divine wisdom is James. And there's not, James has got his own letters in the New Testament, but he said this: the wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, open to reason, full of mercy and good fruits, without uncertainty or insincerity. So when he's saying wisdom from above, that was their language for the divine within us. They used to think God was up there somewhere. Heaven was up there. You had to go out past the moon, right? And there was heaven. Okay, but the wisdom from above is our Christ consciousness, which we connect to within us. It is pure and peaceable, gentle, open to reason, meaning we don't have to be right. And we don't have to prove to everybody else we're right about something. We're open to hearing about it. We're open to hearing. We don't know what we don't know. And this is how divine wisdom is able to guide us, because we can let go of the need to be right. It's full of mercy and good fruits, right? Mercy and good fruits, that's love and kindness toward each other, no matter what. No matter our differing beliefs. And it's without uncertainty. Wisdom is clarity, right? Without the insincerity. Divine wisdom is authentic. Now, these are all qualities of love. Big cosmic love, whose force is, its sweep is irresistible. It is a force whose sweep is irresistible. Big cosmic love, love that's bigger than anything in its way. Big cosmic love, the great harmonizer and the great healer. It brings things together and it prospers and unites. Wisdom brings things together, doesn't divide us. It prospers us and unites us. Wisdom is then filtered through the power of love. And we talked about love a couple weeks ago, but what's kind of interesting is love is represented by the disciple John. And John talks a lot about love in his book in the New Testament. But together they were called the sons of thunder. And I had totally forgotten that. But the sons of thunder, because divine love, divine wisdom, they cause an acceleration in our consciousness. Because they're part of the 12 powers. The power of love is it's one of the 12 powers. Wisdom is one of the 12 powers. And all our 12 powers, they work together. They all work together. So it accelerates our consciousness, right? An expanded consciousness. I looked under like dream symbols, and what came up was Native American beliefs in thunder, because they have one of their powerful gods is the thunder beings, right? Represented by the physical aspect as thunderbird. But when you hear thunder, it is a call to awaken and listen to your inner voice of wisdom. Listen to the inner voice. Listen to the guidance of our I am. Listen to our Christ consciousness within, telling us the next loving, right, merciful, compassionate thing to do. So you can see how important it is that wisdom and love work together. Now, wisdom without love, it can appear cold, and it can carry a little judgment with it, and it might, which means, well, I want to prove I'm right with this. Like, I know this thing, so I've got to prove this. Y'all got to see how right I am. Now, love without wisdom can seem misguided and impetuous. Now, love without wisdom might look like, oh, well, we just have to send love and light to it, and that's it, and I just can't worry about it. Right? I don't need to get involved. I don't need to hold the light for anything in particular. I'm just going to send light. The angels will handle it. Right? And so both wisdom without love, love without wisdom, there's no transformation actually happening within that. Right? We don't experience transformation if we just want to send love and light off to something and then forget about it. Okay? There's no transformation if we do have something wise to share, but we do it with a judgmental heart. There's no transformation there. Now, when we act on divine wisdom, it's already acting with divine love, and we are calling forth more of the divine into our life. And this is how we experience transformation. Because when we act on divine wisdom, we're going to be guided the next thing to do, and we have to listen and act in faith. We're not going to be told something easy that we already know, that we're willing to do. We're going to be guided. We'll have the clarity. We'll just know, because it's this astonishing clarity, we'll just know, oh, okay, this is the next thing I'm going to do. This is the next right thing to do. But it's likely not going to be an easy thing to do. And it might change our lives a lot, when we do that. Okay, so we experience transformation by listening and acting on divine wisdom. And this ripples out into our orbit. We had a minister, when I started here at Unity, her name was Joanne Bacon, and she was the most remarkable woman. And I met her when I was 30 or 28 or 30. I was like 30, 32. I don't know. How old was I, Denise? I don't know. But I went into this situation and I did not have wisdom, I had ego. And I wanted to look at all the smart things I do, right? And Joanne would have something going on and I'd say, well, I'm a healer and blah, blah, blah. And I would tell her how to do things. And she would always say, that is so interesting. Thank you for sharing that with me. Because in her wisdom, she was guided to love me in spite of, how I was wanting to show up as a know-it-all. I was needing to come in and prove myself. And she just would always say, that is so interesting. Thank you. And she's really one of the first people who gave me a clue, what does it mean to love yourself and love others? Okay? So, this is why divine wisdom is a source for transformation. And it goes out into our orbit, and other people can feel that. We know we've all felt it from somebody else in our orbit because they were loving and wise and their energy affected us for good. We all have experienced that. This is how we become a force for good. So we cannot help everything going on this planet. We can't fix everything going on in the world, the country, our state, our community, our circle of friends, our family. Like even in our own physical body, we can't fix all of that stuff. So we do what is ours to do. We listen and we act. We listen and we act. All right, so our call to action this week is, we're going to say this affirmation together 3 times. I am guided by divine wisdom in every thought, word, and action. I am guided by divine wisdom in every thought, word, and action. I am guided by divine wisdom in every thought, word, and action. I heard a saying from a Unity minister, and she said she heard it from another Unity minister. But the saying is, if you don't know, don't. If you don't know, don't. And I had to think about that. And like when I heard it in the context of having faith. And so sometimes like how I kind of took it in was, we don't know how to fix everything. And so, I mean, if there was something and it popped into our head and we knew we could do something, we would just do it. But sometimes there are things happening, we're like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So we might, try to force something. So if we don't know, don't. And instead ask, what can I do here? How might I see God in this situation? And we let the divine within us guide us with every thought, word, and action. The divine within is guiding us. When we are reacting to the world around us, when we're reacting to conditions in our life, when we're reacting to situations that we're going through, we end up staying focused on appearances, don't we? We are focused on appearances. And if we stay focused on those appearances, we can end up in fix-it mode, right? And because we want to just feel better about things, right? I want to change this so I can feel better. I want to change this so I can feel safe in my life. And I want to change this so that I can just be happy, right? But that's going into fix-it mode, and that stuff's not permanent. That stuff then isn't permanent. Wisdom looks past the appearances. There's always something going on at a deeper level. 99.9% of the time, we're not going to know. We are not going to know what's going on. This may be true for our own life, right? And in our own bodies. It could be true right here in just our own little universe, right? So wisdom looks past appearances so that we can act in wisdom and love and see God as the everywhere present source that it is, right? And this is the highest form of spiritual knowing. This is spiritual awakening, and this is spiritual transformation. So here's our invitation for this week. At some point going into the next 7 days, probably most of us will have the opportunity to ask ourselves, is this choice I'm about to make, will it move me toward conflict or toward peace? And sometimes when we want to set things right, we know we're driving straight into conflict, okay? Am I trying to act on what I know and what is safe, or am I willing to walk in faith and listen and act? What's the best thing I could do right now? How could I show up as an example of love, compassion, mercy? How could I show up as an example of courage for another person? Right? How could I show up as a source of love and understanding? How might Source work through me right now? How might Source work through me? So we do this together. You can see that we are all doing this together. we start in our own life, we connect with other people, and we cause a chain reaction of love and kindness and blessings, right? We cause that as a chain reaction because that's God working through us, for us, as us. It is, remember, it's the force whose sweep is irresistible. The force whose sweep is irresistible. Now, hate also causes a chain reaction. We know that. And the thing about hate is it distracts us and gets us focused on appearances again. We're all focused on appearances. We get riled up. We want to shake our fists, point our fingers. But see, with divine wisdom and divine love working through us now, we are a force for good, and we're also causing a ripple effect and a chain reaction. Okay, so a divinely wise soul acts in wisdom. It gives thanks in all things. Gives thanks in all things, not for all things, but it's a way of saying, well, this may be happening right now and I don't like it, but I am thankful that this thing is working out for me. I am thankful, that right here feels pretty good, bless you. So what we don't know, right? So a divinely wise soul gives thanks. And then what we don't know how to do, what we don't know what to do next, then love. Love, working with wisdom, shows us how. Love shows us how. Love shows us how. Love shows us how. So we see the light in each other, and this is really kind of a starting point for all of us. God is all things. That means me. Now we do the hard thing. And that means everybody else. God is all things. That means me, the people I love and are easy to love, but also the people I'm not crazy about. Also those people, right? God is all things, and that means me. And this is how we start making choices that move us toward peace, cause peace to ripple out into our lives, right? For ourselves, for each other. And this is how we are creating heaven on earth. So until next time, remember, you are divinely designed actually to be doing all of this. It's in our divine DNA to do all this. You are, I forgot that, sorry. You are a one-time, one-of-a-kind cosmic event. In everything you do, you are blessed. And so it is.